Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lorcanarama. Yay! We're all here, right? Can you guys hear
Yo.
me? Sabrina's acting like we're not even on air.
I'm here. Sorry.
It's got like this deer in the headlights look.
I told you guys I'm
live.
dragging today.
I'm on TV.
We'll
Somebody's
bring
gonna
it,
see
Sabrina.
me.
I did like half of my month's worth of work at work today.
Oh, jeez. Just in one day.
Yeah, I procrastinated so hard. And then today I was like, I can do it all.
Well, tonight, we've been on hiatus for a couple weeks, 2, 3, maybe. Just life. And this is it, just life. Tonight, hopefully we'll get our groove back on starting tonight. We're going to hit it up tonight with our top 10 list from Wilds Unknown, new set coming out in a couple weeks. If you have not pre-ordered, go get them, man. It's a hot set. Woo! You know, we get Pixar, Toy Story.
Yeah.
I accept the fact that I don't get Ratatouille in this. That's fine. I get it. It's not the most popular Pixar movie, but it better be soon. That's all I know. So I need it. If my daughter can be excited about Frozen, I can be excited about that.
Remy and Linguini.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
So anywho, so we're going to do a top 10 list tonight for Wilds Unknown, as we kind of do with each set. But this weekend, big weekend, right? So we have to send a shout out to my man, Zan Syed. Congratulations. He has won number 3 DLC.
Yay.
So now he is tied with Ed for most DLC wins. Although I would say Ed gets a 3 asterisk because one of his was the national championship. So, he gets an asterisk in a good way, like 3+. I'd say 3+ is probably better for Ed. So
yeah, but Zan did 2 of them undefeated.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah,
this is true.
Asterisk.
But, yeah,
asterisk left and right.
Undefeated, right? So plus, right?
Yeah. That's another feature.
That's tough. Sure. I got to thinking about it, and I think back to the Worlds last year, and I was asking myself, now this is all me Monday morning quarterbacking, because I am not the player on the field playing the game, right? But when these guys, hey, my oldest daughter popped in the chat. Hey,
Yay,
how about that? I'm not going to rat you out, kiddo, and tell everybody your name, so or where you at. So, but anyways, I got to think about the Worlds, and I'm like, okay, so DKP won Worlds, right? And so if you sit there and you go, who's the best Lorcana player? And you go, well, he's the world champion, right? But that means, I asked myself, does that mean he's the best player, or does it just mean he's the world champion, right? And you go back and you look at, how others have done in winning these events. Now he has gotten several golden Mickeys and stuff, but it's there for the debate, right? Like what makes who's the best? We'll use greatest. We'll use GOAT. That's fine. And for all 2 years we've been in existence as a game.
Consistency also.
Yeah.
If you're
consistent at what? I feel like that's winning, placing in the top 8.
Placing top, placing top 32, I guess.
Yeah. There are points, and certain people can go. Go ahead, Sabrina.
It's crazy to think that, because DKP doesn't have an invite yet.
Right. That's my point, right?
It's crazy to think that he won't even get a chance that he might not.
Yeah.
Get a chance to defend his own title.
And they don't invite, when you're playing in the World Series or the Super Bowl or the NBA championship or the Stanley Cup playoffs, just because you won it the year before, you don't get invited back to the finals.
That's true.
Wow.
So you earn it. Every season's a new season. Every season is a new season. You got to earn it. You got to pay the price, just like everybody else is grinding to get back in there, right? So
I think that I view this more like MMA, though, where you are the world champion, and in order for somebody else to become the world champion, they have to defeat you. So to me, DKP has the belt.
You should
the belt.
First of all, First of all, if you're going to invoke that paradigm, don't use MMA. It's wrestling. Use wrestling for that paradigm, right?
Well, I was gonna go like UFC. That was why I said
we use wrestling. WWE. You know, if you're old like me, WCW, NWA, old school, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, it's a good debate, right? We can have that with this game now. We're there. I think we have the longevity with the tournaments. This is a debate we can have. Should we have it? I don't know. People are so nice. I don't want to create division. So, you know, it's just, you know, it's just like in basketball, right? You got your LeBron camp and you got your Michael Jordan camp, right? Or who's the greatest basketball player of all time, right? And it's Michael Jordan, by the way. And so, you know, it's like, you know, who's the GOAT? Well, it's subjective, right? Until you have quantitative measures to put in place and everybody agrees on those measures, right? What's that, Jake?
It's a little early on for to decide, I think, who's like the overall GOAT, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. 2 years is enough. So you don't say greatest of all time because you know maybe the greatest. So I don't know. It's just an interesting debate now. Like I said, we're in a position to have that with this game.
Yeah,
I'm happy about that. I don't know that we should have it, but we're in that position to have it. So, but anyways, and one thing I'll say about this was right? So when we were in Ghent, before the tournament started, I gave him and Ryan a carom bar, you know, the French candy. And so, and he went undefeated. You know, we were just sitting there talking. I said, "Here, have some candy. It'll work your jaw. You know, it's a good piece of candy, right?" And so I thought, wow, that carom bar helped him go undefeated again, right? Well, now that he went undefeated in Brazil, I can't claim it was the carom bar. So I guess Zan's got some skills. So, but did anyways. But yeah, big shout out. You play dogs again? So are we tired of that deck yet?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm tired of all the decks we play. That's why I don't play meta decks.
Especially with like some of the ramp stuff. I feel like that's getting a little old too.
I'm tired of Blurple. I'm tired of Purple Steel. Tired of dogs.
Ramp looks like it's massively changing with the new set. Like the new set's ramp tools are just not.
Yeah, they're different, and I'm seeing them shift instead of earlier. It seems like with the 2, it seems like maybe we can get like a 3 to 5, maybe, or something like that. Because I see the new how far I'll go. I was thinking about it. We'll talk about that later. But
yep. You're pushing it with it, but that's
I don't know. I have to do a lot more testing personally too, but I feel like these are the ones that I'm really interested in.
Yes, Brit B, the dogs deck does have an Emerald Chromacon in it. What? Okay. All right. My kid's I'm going to have a talk-in with her after this. All right. And Chex. Now, Chex is local. I knew he plays dogs. Hey, buddy, you're transparent because every time I see you sign up for a tournament, I know I got to prep for dogs. Got to do something different.
You know it,
but who am I to talk? Who am I to talk? You're always going to see him still Chromacon with me. So.
We were at Set Champs this week, and I got paired into one of my friends in our play group who has been on dogs for, I don't know, how long has dogs existed? She's been on dogs that whole time.
Ever.
Yep.
She inks a purple card, and I'm like,
what?
That's not dogs. What are we playing today?
You know, I thought about, I had built and I've been working on Emerald Amethyst Chromacon because I took the core of the fast deck, not the burn deck, by the way. You don't use that term, but the fast deck with Emerald Amethyst. You know, where you gain lore really fast. You know, show me more and the Chromacon and all that. The Amethyst Chromacon, and I said, all right, I'm gonna put. I tweaked it and I've added the Emerald Chromacon to it, along with some different characters to kind of facilitate that. Man, I was smoking with it on Duels Inc. And I was like, I should bring that to Set Champs. But then I took my own advice that I've been giving people: play the deck you know best. And I don't know that best. And now I wished I bought it because I probably would have done better than I did this weekend. By the way, I ate 2 helpings of humble pie this weekend at Set Championships. It was not pretty, folks. It's not pretty.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
My Set Champs this weekend was not pretty either.
Yeah, and Crazy Asian, you were right there with me. You know, he was eating humble pie too. So,
Oof. Yeah, that's
so
okay.
And then I had
yeah,
to clean up after our friend Jake here because he didn't listen when I told him that
yeah,
bringing his metal water bottle into the store was a bad idea. And
yeah,
then he
I
proceeded
just
to leave
forgot.
it like he does every
I
time.
did it once before, yes.
yeah. I lost with my beloved Chromicon deck. Yes, yes. I won't cry. It just
It's okay.
yeah, he was bad
Well,
on Sunday. Yep. That's
that's all I'll
accurately
say.
putting it. It was bad. All right. So, other thing that happened this weekend we wanted to talk about, and I'm going to leave Zan's picture up while we talk about this, by the way. So, in Sao Paulo, there was an incident caught on camera of the player who played in the finals apparently cheating. Um, it's a very subjective thing. As a judge, you have to investigate and determine intent. Judging by what I saw, I think intent was there. And for those of you who didn't see it, there was an instance where a player inked twice on their turn in order to make a play and this was in the semifinal match, not the final match. Um, in order to gain an advantage in a game and take out somebody else's character. If you were to go back and watch that video, it does look like he knew what he was doing. And was just doing a lot of things really fast. And sometimes we as players just take certain motions for granted and don't pay attention to them. And so yeah, just be mindful of that stuff when you're playing at DLCs. I love this community, but some of those cards and some of the prizes worth a lot of money and they attract bad actors.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, it's just
For
Yeah.
sure.
that plain and simple.
I,
So,
I have two quick things I want to say on that topic.
sure.
One, I think that every time there's something like this that comes up in a DLC or an event, people are very quick to throw around the C word, cheater, cheating. But I mean, I think in this case, it's probably the most fair use that I've heard in a while. But I just think as a community, we need to be careful using that word in general. And just understanding that there is like a heavy connotation that comes with it.
Yeah.
And not just in these big events, but in all events. Like that word carries a lot of weight in a competitive scene. But the other thing I want to say is as an opponent, you got to watch. You have to watch what's going on the other side of the field.
Yeah.
You can't turn away just because it's not your turn doesn't mean you don't have to pay attention or you can turn your brain off. Board state is both people's responsibility. So
Agreed.
that's my little PSA on that, my little 2 cents.
It is tough, yeah, when you can't actually interact also with their turns too. So maybe you might try to not zone out, but something might just happen and you might not be 100% attentive. But yeah, it definitely
For
seems
sure.
like it could have been on both players where it's like the player is obviously doing something wrong where they're not supposed to be doing this, but
Yeah.
the other player should know
And
what the other person could do and can do and should be aware of that as well too.
and mistakes are made too that have outcome. They affect the outcomes of the game. If it happened to me this last weekend, in a very very intense game. Like we were really, it was a fun game. There was no enmity between me and my opponent. We're very good friends, but we really, it was a thinking game and a lot of math involved. And one of the things we missed was when he played a character, he forgot to take Willow's effect. And so he exerted one too many ink, right? And then he went to go play another character and he goes, oh, I exerted too much ink. Now, I made a decision based on the ink that I saw untapped because I knew when I bounced a certain character back to his hand, he'd be able to play it, but would not play the card that he drew from it. And that changed, and the card he drew from it led him to getting the card that he needed to stop me from winning the game, and then he went on to win it. And so it was one of those moments where like, and we both caught it, but I was like, it's okay. Like just it's fine. We're both tired. We missed it. There was no intention there. And it happens, right? But you got to pay attention, especially with Willow on the board, man. Willow will get you. Cards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially with all the new cards coming out.
Yeah.
There's so
Yeah.
much.
I had a game this weekend where I did my math. I had a Willow out and I played a Cood. And I had not played a character yet. And that math gets interesting looking.
Yeah.
Um
Because you also haven't inked yet,
especially
maybe, or something like that, and then
right,
you,
and
yeah,
especially if you're going to play another Willow.
Yeah.
And I played my turnout, and I looked at my opponent, and it's a friend of mine, and I said, right, just to make sure we were both aligned with
yeah.
what just happened, and he was like, I don't think so, and I was like, okay, and we like counted it out again to make sure it was right, it was kosher, and we were both okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that gets hairy with, it's like when it's your first card you have to play as well too per turn, and then you also have a coup and you play something less than that too, and it's
Yeah, because if you
discounted.
don't use
It's
it, you
tough.
lose it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So you have to just, yep, tough.
okay. So we know folks are here to look at the cards tonight, right? Ain't nobody likes to hear
Oh,
us,
yeah.
right? We're the best podcast for Lorcana that nobody listens
No
to.
one's listening
right?
to us though.
That's right. So they're here for the cards. So let's talk about cards. We're going to do tonight our top 10 list for Wilds Unknown. Now, a couple things about Wilds Unknown. Unless you've been under a rock, which some folks might have, they might just be new to Lorcana right now. And if you found our podcast and you're new to Lorcana, make sure you hit subscribe, right? So anyways, follow us on YouTube and follow us here on Twitch. But Wilds Unknown, introduction of Pixar, Pixar characters. Specifically, we get Toy Story. We get Brave. What else did we get? Help me out, fellas.
Incredibles.
Help me out. The Incredibles. Yeah. We got The Incredibles. Those are the
And
three main ones.
I think that's it.
Those are the three main ones of Pixar. Now,
Yeah.
I've said it. I am a little disappointed I didn't get Ratatouille. I get it. But don't forget me, okay? I need Remy.
We're missing a few big IPs.
Yeah, we are. Yeah,
and
there's more to come,
I think
right?
That
You
the
can't
next
give us.
couple sets are also going to have Pixar scattered in there as well.
You gotta
I think they
gotta
are
leave them
too.
wanting, right? You can't give us all of it. You gotta leave us wanting.
Can't give them everything all at once.
Selfishly, I wish Brave maybe wouldn't have been in this set. Like maybe we would have done 3 non-princess movies.
I see why it's there. They got one
You gotta
for
have a princess.
you gotta have a princess. Gotta have a little new something new for you gotta have it, right?
That's what it does seem like.
Just gotta have it.
A situation is too. It's like one guy, like a character, and then a princess.
Yeah. So, and if Remy's not enchanted, I don't want to be iconic. I'd never get it.
Yeah, then you couldn't get that very easily.
I get obtained and enchanted.
I just want a Ratatouille item. I don't know what it does, but I want it as an item.
Oh yeah,
the food.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Heals you. That's what all these food items do, right? They heal you. So, but all right. So the way we did our top 10 list is the three of us, myself, Sabrina, and Jake, individually compiled top 10 lists. We took those lists. We all ranked our cards 1 through 10. Each card scored points based on where each one of us ranked it. Cards got extra points if they were on more than one list, just to break ties for things. And in the end, we took our 10 highest scoring cards and we have them for you tonight. But before we hit our top 10, let's ping some honorable mention cards that we had on our list but didn't quite make our top 10 list. And as we go through them, just a one sentence take on it, just to kind of give our thoughts on the card and why we initially had them on our list and why they, why we think they are as good as they are. So the first one we have is Jack Parr. Sabrina, that was yours. Why Jack?
I like the versatility.
There you go. Versatility. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Now, Jake, I almost had Robin Hood on my list, and I know why he was on yours. But go ahead and tell me, why Robin Hood, a 1/3, 1-drop character that seems to do nothing?
Because it gives us the opportunity to play our Steel 5-drop Robin Hood friend, which shifts for 3.
Yes.
Which I think a lot of people missed out on, but it just makes it in really popular color combination as well, too. The kiwi color, I feel like that's cool.
I'll say this. It's amazing how one little common card caused an enchanted to spike.
Absolutely.
Everybody's like, I can play my Robin Hood again. Woo.
I'm not sure how great it'll be going into it, but
we'll find out.
I think that's where, it makes it.
It won't be for lack of effort. That's for sure. People are going to play it.
That's for sure. They'll be jamming in there either way.
The next card is yours, Jake, right behind you.
Yeah, that one's also mine too.
Yeah, 3 thoughts action. Go ahead.
Yeah, really quick, but I could talk about the dwarves for a while. But that whole archetype seems like it's very cool. I don't know how great it'll be, but just
Hmm.
having the inclusion of all of those and this being able to play a character for free, and it could be that 7/7 that quests for 2. I like that.
Yeah, I
Just
did
and
like the
then it's a
Snow
draw
White.
card on it too. Yeah,
Yeah,
it seems like you do have
especially.
to have the stipulation. Obviously, you need the princess and the dwarf, so that
Hmm.
might be a little tough. But when you're running the Mulans in uh the amethyst steel, sometimes like that
Hmm.
one, and you can run. Like, I feel like you can hit it. Might be
Okay.
good.
I've misread that card. I thought you needed one or the other in play.
90 both.
No, you need
But
both.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
you throw that 2-drop 3/3. I forget which one it is. Dopey, Happy, or one of those.
Yeah,
And
it's
then you have the Mulan on
it's
1.
happy.
You throw this on 3. You can play the 7. Like, I know you need the
Yeah.
cards in your hand and stuff, but
And
even you draw a card on it. It couldn't be.
I think what people tend to read is you have a 7 dwarf character and Snow White in play.
Yeah,
I think
basically.
that's what they see when
That
they
No, but
see this
legendary.
card. I mean,
Yeah,
people
it
miss that
could
it says
be.
princess, right?
true. But on curve, I feel like the 1, 2, 3, like that's where it's at.
Okay.
I
Fire
just
away.
want it to work with Doc. I just want to see somebody play like
Yeah.
Doc right behind you, Doc.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Next one.
Oh yeah.
Jake. Leviathan. That's the big beastly 10/10 for 10 uninkable. When you play this character with 2 more cards you put in your discard this turn, you may banish any number of chosen opposing characters with total strength of 10 or less.
This card seems so cool. I don't know. I think just being able to have like the setup for it too
Okay.
gives it opportunities. I did see someone mentioning it with Infinity where they can pop popsicles and then play that, and
Hmm.
I thought that was interesting too. But just
Okay.
board
Um,
wipe, I like it.
Metamorphosis was mine. I just think that there's going to be some broken things done with that card. That's it.
Yeah,
You know, you shift a
shifting
character
for
from your
free when
discard
you
for
have
free. Yeah.
shifting a big
Yeah.
Phillip onto
Something. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, like
Exactly.
it could be
Something
crazy.
broken's going to happen with this card. I
Hmm.
mean, not broken, but just we already see Circle of Life, but Circle of Life has to be sung for 8 to get something out of the graveyard into play, right?
Hmm.
This card is just for 3.
3.
For 3, I can shift something big for free. And it's not
But
hard
you also
to
have
get
to
in
have the
discard.
card in your discard.
But that's easy with
And the
this.
card to shift onto.
That's easy. Like
Yeah,
Bobby,
it's easy, but
Bobby,
I think that there's so
Mulan.
many little easy pieces that have to line up that like I don't know the math on what makes, easy times easy is
Yeah.
medium,
Mm,
but like I don't think it ends up being quite as easy as it sounds.
Yep. We got a
I
comment
guess
in
I would.
chat from
Yeah.
Andrew. We're getting more card with versatility, more complex actions. One thing I like about Lorcana was it's easy to understand gameplay that made it easy for children or first time TCG players to adopt. I've seen people having to put out more card breakdown for people to understand them. Is it less beginner friendly now? Oh man, Andrew wants us to do a hot take.
That's a
That's what
good
it is.
question, actually.
That's what it is.
I
Um,
I feel like that's something that I've personally thought as well too, especially
yeah,
when I have like my wife who's also trying to play as well too sometimes, and then she's also saying, "Well, what the heck does this even mean?" And it
yep.
kind of like, "Oh, well, if you maybe knew more about TCGs, you can understand it better." But like that just doesn't
Did you
seem
say
like.
that to your wife?
No, 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 no. But I'm
Oh,
saying like,
okay.
oh my gosh, no,
Whew.
I would never say that to her. But I'm saying like in
Sorry.
like in an instance like okay maybe if you did know about it you would understand it more but like I don't think that that's the proper way to go about like
Yeah.
saying that to people obviously like you like oh if you knew this more you just understand it better obviously but like I feel like that's where people are going where it's like this TCG might just expect us to like be moving
You
forward
have
with
to.
them and just
You have to.
expecting
If
us
you're going to
to
keep people, you
Yeah,
have to. Sabrina,
I
go
yeah for
think
ahead.
sure
that's the
and
thing
I
is
agree with that for sure but then I do think that it does become more complex and I think it's inevitable.
I think it's a matter of striking a happy medium because if you want to keep the players, so if you want to keep the new players, you have to make it there still be like an ease of learning and an
Mm.
accessibility. But to keep the players that want a competitive scene and want that true TCG feel, you have to make it more complex. One thing that I do think Lorcana still has going for it that does make it a lot easier to learn than other TCGs is that I can't perform actions on your turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Some
I
Right.
of
think
my cards may trigger, but even that is fairly limited. I
yeah,
can't play out of my hand on your turn.
Yeah.
and I like that on it. I think that's best.
Yeah, my
I
thoughts
agree.
on it are that number one, as somebody who's messed around designing games and stuff in the past, there is a fine line to walk between creating excitement for a card and making it too powerful that it's not good for the game, right? You try to find enough power to create excitement, but not too much power that you make it complicated or that you know, or break something, right? There's a fine line you walk there. But the second point that I'll make with Lorcana is that I think they anticipated it going from simple to a little more complex, hence the release of so many, like their starter products that they have, to kind of ease people in there, like the gateway, right? None of us as serious players, are excited about sitting down playing the gateway, right? It's too simple, right? But it's simple for a reason. It is a gateway. And so I think they recognized this and made the game simple to learn, but knowing that everybody is, most people who play these games who want to continue to play them are going to move on from simplicity to more complex stuff. And so there is a walk that you make, right? And so I think they've recognized that. And, so anyways, good question, Andrew. I was not prepared for that tonight. Okay. Gizmo Duck is my card. He's a 5-cost inkable 5/4 steel character with resist 1, quest for 2. For me, it's that ability he has. While you have no cards in your hand, opponents can't play actions with cost 4 or more. You think about everything that can remove this card, just about, is going to be cost 4 or more. So you really have to bounce it back probably when Mother knows best. You're not going to board wipe it. You're not going to let it go.
I could
You're
strength it.
welcome. Yeah. What's that?
I could strength it.
That's it. But he has resist 1.
Strength it.
So it's even harder for you to resist him than normal. You're going to have 5 characters on the board to get rid of him with strength. So,
Agreed.
I think that this card is a really good like top end or a good insertion into the mid-range steel decks. So it's just
He
very
was on my
difficult.
short list.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get rid of. Very, very difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. Okay, that's it for our honorable mention. We only had 6 of them. So now we're going to break into our actual top 10 cards. And we're going to start off at number 10 with a tie. There are 2 cards that were tied at number 10. I'll show the first one, then the second one, okay? First one comes from Miss Sabrina, the Queen. 4-cost inkable emerald card, 5/3 quest for 1. She has 2 abilities. 1, evil scheme. When you play this character, you may draw a card. If you do, each opponent gains 2 lore. And jealous heart. While an opponent has more lore than you, this character gets +2 lore. Fire away, Sabrina.
Something that you would notice if you looked at my top 10 list that I sent over, and top 10 lists that I've made previously, is that I really like ways to like cheat in extra lore. And the concept that I could be behind, but if I have this on board, I can quest for more. Really love that. And I think that the first ability is cool because it could I could potentially make my opponent have more than me and then overcome that gap. So yeah, I just think this is a cool card. Do I think it's gonna bust the format? Probably not. I think it could potentially see play in the right deck though. And I really like the card design. I think it's interesting. I think it's something
Yeah.
that we haven't quite seen before.
If you're a deck that plays from behind, it's a good strong card, I think. But you play from behind and then eventually, like I look at Emerald Sapphire, which spends a lot of the game probably behind. I'm not saying this card
Mhm.
goes in that deck, but that's an example of a deck that could benefit from it. So, okay, it's tied with, ta-da! What else can I do? Jake picked this card. It is a 5-cost uninkable action song. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one in your hand, the other into your inkwell face down and exert it. That sounds familiar. If a character sang this song, your characters gain ward until the start of your next turn. Go ahead, Jake. You called it earlier, but I don't know.
I said it, yeah, exactly. I think that's where we're kind of like transitioning maybe if we're going to continue to do blue as a little bit of a ramp thing. I think that the 3 line, maybe even with like the Detective Mickey or something like that, into a 5 where you can then
What was that?
There too.
I lost Jake.
That could be the way to go, and if it does, then I think that song is probably the best.
Jake, we had connection issues with you, so
Oh no.
sorry about that. Yeah, no, your audio went in and out on my end. Yeah, hopefully it didn't for everybody else, but usually folks hear what I hear in my headphones when we stream, and so it cut out on my end. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I was just saying that it's the song that I think that is going to be played after the 5 drop of the ramp curve. That is going to be like the new ramp curve.
Okay.
Mrs. Jake has entered the chat.
I see that. Wife in question here.
Wife is in.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep. She said that's why I play Lorcana. She agrees with Sabrina, which Sabrina automatically likes her now, if she didn't already.
I love Danielle.
That's why I play Lorcana. I don't know much about other TCGs. I find them to be more overwhelming, but only being allowed to do actions on your own turn makes things more manageable. It does. And that's one thing about the game that shall not be named that I got so tired of. I got so tired of like, wait a minute, I want to respond. Wait a minute, I want to respond. Wait a minute, I want to respond.
The dreaded stack.
Yeah, I'm like, man, just because they're decks that are built to just not even play on their own turn. They just want to play on your turn. You know, It's just like, yeah.
I don't like that deck.
Yeah. As long as we don't compare this card to how far I'll go, I'll buy it. It is not how far I'll go. How far I'll go is inkable.
Yes, it's
it
not
came out.
Yeah.
It comes out earlier. I just don't want people to do that. I mean, that's not what this is. This is not a replacement for how far I'll go. It is not.
I think the added ability is very cool.
It is. It is. And so. Okay. Number 8.
Next.
Yeah. So since we had a 10 tied, so 10 and 9 were our last 2 cards, right? Okay. Number 8 is, I believe this was on both of you guys' list, maybe.
Yeah.
When you need help, just call. It is a 3-cost inkable amber song. It says, if an opponent has more characters in play than you, you may play a character with cost 4 or less for free. Well, you guys picked it for a reason. Go ahead.
Jake, you go.
I like it only because I think that it fits the, like, I know how, like, Lantern is the disc, like the what's the word, the discount
Symbol?
of the card, like Lantern, and you have like a Cood and stuff like that. And I think that this is just, instead of like the discount on it, it's just the ability to play it for free. And then I think at that point, then you still have the ability to use your ink at that point. So I feel like I don't know, it just gives you a little bit more.
I agree. I think it's another card that, at the very least, can even the playing field. And I think in the right deck, it will take a player from slightly behind to now ahead.
Yeah. I look at the color that it's in. Go ahead, Sabrina.
In my head, I put this in like Amber Steel. And on the play, Angel. It's insane. Yeah, I play Angel on 1, this on 2. Now I have 3 cards in play. If I'm lucky enough to have a Willow in hand and something cheap enough, I potentially, but your board can just grow.
It can be, and then you also have the 4 cost.
You said on the draw, right? It's on the play. Your opponent won't have more characters than you.
Right. I said on the draw.
Oh, okay. All right. I misheard. Yep. Yeah. I don't know. Like I could see it in that scenario. Yeah. Maybe a control deck with Naveen would be cool. Prince Naveen, drop him, play this for free, then play the character for free. Now all of a sudden Naveen becomes a lady on steroids. So
yeah.
It's interesting card. Anytime you can play something like that for free, it should get your attention, right? So what can I do to break this card or take advantage of its power? So yeah, I think it's a good choice. Good choice. It was a card. Dang, I missed it. Sorry, I popped it off the screen. It was a card that I considered for my list, but didn't quite make my top 10. So I understand his choice.
There were so many. I could have thought of so many different cards.
Number 7. This is my card. This is a card I'm most excited about in the set. So this card was number 2 on my list. And it is Alien. He is a 1-cost inkable 1/1 character that quests for 1. and it has 2 abilities. It says this character gets +1 for each other toy character you have in play, and 2, Chex, if you get that enchanted, come see me, buddy. I will make a deal for that. All right. During your turn, when this character is banished, return another character card named Alien from your discard to your hand. Now, I'm going to say this. First of all, you can lose sight of the first ability because of the second one. The first one is not to be overlooked, right? If you have another alien in your discard pile, this guy in a deck with toys could conceivably, let's say you have 2 other toys, is a 3/1 that could run into
Not in
something,
your discard
die.
pile, in play.
What's that? That's what I'm saying.
In
If
play.
you have, that's what I'm saying. If you have other toys in play, right, in a toy deck, he's pumped up. He's maybe a 3/1, 4/1, whatever, however many toys you got, can run into something, die, and then you turn around, you get him replaced and get to play the replacement for 1 ink, right? That in and of itself is good. But what really to me is amazing about this card is this card is going to be the fuel of many combo engines in the future. Because I'll give you 2. I got 2 that I prepped for tonight. I just want to show you, right? One's in standard, right? Let's take Queen of Hearts, right?
And
Whenever a
core.
character is played, put a damage counter on them, right? So if I have 2 of these guys in my hand and I drop Sid down, I drop Queen of Hearts on 5, Sid on 6. Now on turn 7, you know how much lore I can get? 18 lore off of this.
Wow.
I could quest for Queen, quest with Sid, and 7 times I can play an alien, and when it's banished, I gain 2 lore because of Sid's ability. You know, that's just a small one in standard, and it's not broken by any means, but I'm just showing you, like, don't underestimate what this thing can do. And then there's one in Infinity. You know, if you want to do the same thing with the Queen, you could play Lyle and just eat your opponent's lore up. Just take away their lore. Every time a character is banished, just kill their lore. Just sit on these guys. Every time your opponent quests, I'm going to play an alien and take it away until you lose. Every turn, just continue to take it away, take it away, take it away. You know, you're talking about aggravating. It's like a stasis deck from the way back in the day. If you know, you know. All right. So anyways, I just think that alien card, like, to me, I'm going to play him because he's just going to keep coming back. Right. And me being a Chromicon player, I want cards that come back, and he's cheap. He's just 1. It just costs 1. Now, think about this. You have Pride Lands with Simba or a Prince in play, and this guy is now free to play. And if they ever make an engine now, and this guy can keep coming back over and over again, if you can figure out a way to banish him in those colors, they better not mess up. They better pay attention. That's all I can say.
They may already be paying
Yeah.
attention.
Yep. So good card, man. I think it's a really, really good card. So yes, I want this enchanted pretty bad. So yeah, dog toys. Yep. He'll be there. Anyways, so that's me and Alien. That was my spiel. Number 6. Did you guys want to say anything about Alien? I just kind of like overtook him. I'm sorry.
He was also on my short list.
Yeah, I mean, and with Sid, which I'm thinking of, which is one of my top ones, it's just an alien, or the toy big guy. So
Yes, one thing I thought about while reading this card. Do you think they will print another card named Alien in the next couple sets where we'll see, a combo potential there?
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest with you. They're kind of, as a character in the game, as a character in the movie, right? I think that they're all the same. There's no difference in any of them. That's who they are. I thought about that. I was like, will there be another Alien? If they didn't, it wouldn't surprise me, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be interesting to see if they do, what kind of ability it would have.
Yeah. So keep your eye out on it. But yeah, just this one is, I love this card. This is might be my favorite card in the set.
I love the art on both this and the Enchanted. I think this is
one.
probably the best artwork in the set for me.
Yeah. Alrighty. Number 6, Merida. Is that how you say her name? Merida. 5 cost, unequal, 3/5 steel character, quest for 2 abilities, full quiver. When you play this character, you may return an action card named 3 arrows from your discard to your hand. 3 arrows is an action card that deals 2 damage to one character and 1 damage to another character. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because her second ability says, whenever one of your characters deals damage to an opposing, whenever one of your actions deals damage to an opposing character, deal 2 damage to that character. So this is 2 damage, essentially in addition to the damage you just dealt. Okay.
Mhm.
Not
Yeah.
when it deals damage, you deal 2. So it's in addition because you've already dealt the damage. So, anyways, so yeah, she pumps up the damage. And of course, if you have the 3 arrows, which does 2 and 1, now it does 4 and 3.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So
That's more of a board wipe.
that's pretty dangerous. So good thing she's 5 cost uninkable, because if I saw her on turn 3, I'd be
True.
like, hey, caramba, which I might with a Cood, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
I think she actually ends up in steel decks, amber steel decks
I could see it.
because of her
agree.
Cood. So,
Would you run Fire the Cannons at that point?
why not? It's uninkable. That'd be my only drawback, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So when I read this, the first thing that I think, as somebody who likes to play Amber Steel, is how. So like, I guess it's a 2-part thing. I'm reading it as an Amber Steel player playing against this. That means that extra 2 basically breaks through Rhino's resist. Suddenly, they only need an action that deals 3.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Wow. Yeah.
But as somebody who would be playing this card, that extra 2 being able to break through resist on so many cards,
Mm-hmm.
being like, oh, I don't have to be able to do the extra 1 or 2 with the action itself. Merida's ability will take care of it, is pretty cool.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong card. And
It
and
also
the
makes
more,
your honorable mention card easier to get rid of.
which one is that?
The resist +1 can't play an action
yeah.
more than 4.
Oh, Gizmo.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, of course.
This is looking a little better.
You gotta have something extra to get rid of him, right?
Yeah, but
He's
Gizmo's
not going
inkable, though.
Again, I said he's harder to
That's
get rid of,
true.
not impossible to get rid of. All right. Number 5. Here we go. You've got a friend in me. 3 cost inkable song for Amber that says, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal up to 2 toy character cards and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. I think Jake and I both had this on our list. If toys are going to be a thing, this is going to be the engine to drive them.
Might as well make friends on the other side for toys.
Exactly. Yep. That's what this is. Yep. It'll be there.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's tough because it's an Amber. And I feel like if you're trying to run Sid, you're in Ruby. And if you're trying to run Aliens, you're in Green. So it's tough that way. But I feel like there are enough with like Bullseye and a certain one of those certain toys that you could. This one's obviously in the Amber version.
Yeah, it's a good strong card. It's yeah, and the fact that like you can sing it on turn 1 with Angel. So yep.
Turn 2. You can't use Angels.
Turn 2.
Turn 1.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You can't do that. So I don't know.
Can I make a non-Lorcana comment about this card?
Why not?
The artwork on this bothers me. Hear me out. It's beautiful.
Don't go down. Don't go down a road that we can't come back from. That's all I'm gonna say.
It reminds me of a quote from a different Disney movie. It reminds me of in The Lion King when they're saying everything the light touches is our kingdom. That's what I imagine Woody is saying to Buzz in this.
Okay.
Just based on like the hand pointing and the sunset, and I can't get it out of my head.
Well, at least you went to a safe place with that comment. Thank you.
Yeah, it was nothing bad. It's just
you set me up.
That's immediately what my brain
you
thinks
set
of.
me up. I was like, okay.
I'm a loose cannon, and people are scared when I want to say things. I
know. Be careful. Okay. All right. Number 4. We're getting nearer and nearer and nearer. Cha-ching. He was number 3 on my list. Pretty high on Jake's list. Is Dash Par 4 cost uninkable 3/2 amethyst card. Quest for 2 has rush, and this character can quest the turn he's played.
This one wasn't on my
Wait,
list.
this
I
was-
wanted this one.
Yeah,
Oh, it was
on
on
my
Sabrina's list. Okay. Yeah, Jake, you should have. That's okay.
I agree. I mean, I just think the ability, but I'll say it before anyone else you get into it, like the ability.
Jake's not going to say it because he's cutting out on me again.
Yeah, Jake's mic hates him tonight.
He'll come back in while we're talking. That's all right. I think his connection is whacked. Yeah, so Dash to me,
Yeah, what's happening to me?
one of the things about Jake, about Goat, if anybody remembers playing with Merlin Goat, right, was this thing called
How could we forget?
inevitability, right? It was like you knew no matter what on the next turn, the opponent was gaining a lore. Either they were questing with him or you were going to get it out of play and they were going to gain the lore. Dash takes that inevitability of Goat because Goat gave you 1 that he came into play and then 1 when he left. So 2 lore, right? Dash takes that for the same cost, although he's not uninkable, and just removes the inevitability and just slams down the 2. Now, we have Show Me More that'll do it, but Show Me More doesn't really give you anything other than the lore. Dash also give you a character who can stay on the board and quest over and over again if he lives, or if you need to in a pinch, you can rush and, take something out, But point being is, you thought the days of Goat surprising you and winning a game are gone. They're back. Right. That's the way I look at it with him. So
Yeah, agreed. He's a cleanup hitter for me for sure.
Yeah.
He's definitely versatile early game if you need to be able to take something out or something like that. But in my opinion, I don't play this expecting it to live. I play this trying to close the gap at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And let me say, Amethyst is scary with how many things they can do to cheat out lore right now.
Yeah, I know. Yep. That was why I started with that. I was telling you guys earlier about I had switched to Amethyst Emerald Chromacon. It was like I saw Dash and I was like, okay, how do I abuse this? Right? My opponent.
How do I
Dash back to your hand.
Yeah. How do I abuse the card, not him? So, but it's like now I can't use Chromacon tricks to bounce him back on my turn and keep questing with him. That just doesn't happen because that only works on your opponent's turn. But what I saw was, on my opponent's turn, if they don't take him out, I can bounce him back and bring him back next turn, and keep them from taking him out. If they decide to take something else out, he's going to quest next turn right away. It's 2 lore, still. And so I like that. And then plus the as you said, the amethyst color has ways to just flood the board with lore. It just has a problem of dealing with tempo, and that's what I thought that the Chromacon did. Was it the Emerald one? Was it gives it its tempo that it needs? I think I'm testing it out. But Dash was the reason that I went down the road. It was like, okay, so good card, man, good card. There's the Goat. I thought about putting Zan's picture up here. It's with the Goat. So, I was like, no, I don't want to push that. So, all right, here we go. All right, top 3. We're to our top 3 now. By this point in time, I think everybody knows at least one of our cards, probably 2. I think we could probably say 3, but anyways, here we go.
They know the top 3 already.
They know. Number 3.
I don't. I can only think of 2.
Yeah, number 3 is Woody.
Oh, duh. Never mind. Yeah.
5 cost uninkable character, amber character, 1 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 2, shifts for 3. He has 2 abilities. Let's get moving. When this character quests, draw a card. Then you may play a character with cost 2 or less for free. And everyone gather around. Your other toy characters get +1 willpower. So, I put Woody on my list. And who else put Woody on their list?
I think Sabrina did.
Sabrina.
I'm pretty sure he was on mine.
Yeah, Jake, another outcast here, but that's okay.
I know, right?
So, so Sabrina,
you got my friend in me.
There you go.
Like right there, almost.
Sabrina, your take on Woody?
I think I think he's going to be pretty fundamental in a lot of the toy builds. Just the other toy characters getting +1 is a huge deal. I mean, +1 is 1 extra health is a lot in this game.
It's
That's all
going
I'm
to
going to
be.
say about that.
Yeah,
I would agree.
that's all I
Um,
got to say about that.
and I think the top ability, being able to play a character with cost 2 or less for free, like
That's
we
basically just
love
play a
being able to
toy
play
for free,
cards,
right?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot of the
Yeah.
toys are so such low cost.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, there is a shift target. He does have a 1-drop 2/2, inkable 1-drop for 2/2. That seems to be the shift target of choice for most characters when they're shifting for 2 or 3. So yeah, so you do have an early turn reasonable shift character that can go in the deck that is a toy that's, so yeah, so I like Woody. I To me, I like him more because I look at it at that shift 3, right? On turn 3, I am essentially getting to draw a card. He becomes a lady, right? That's harder to get rid of,
hmm
right?
Quest, draw,
That's going to
and play for
quest.
free.
That's going to quest, right? He's going to gain me 2 lore and put a
Mhm.
card in play. And that card is
And there's
not
a
one
good
that's in my
chance you're
hand, but
playing
one
him
from the
on
top.
2.
What's that?
There's a good chance you can shift on 2.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, Willow,
A
right?
cood.
Yeah.
I was trying to make the Willow math work, but I can't
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
because
but
you
you
can.
have to
you can't
have
because
the
you need
Willow
Woody
out.
on 1 though.
Yeah,
That's
you
why.
can't do it with a
Oh, that's
coup.
true.
Yeah,
You're right. You can't
yeah,
do it. Don't listen to me. I'm
yeah.
dumb.
No, that's why I was thinking. I was like,
All right.
it's good to try, but I mean, 3 enough is great. I feel like, and you're playing a card out of your hand, but you're not even like losing a card because you're drawing a card still. So,
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
The fact that
and you
his
can do it next
ability
turn too.
triggers every time it quests, though, like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah,
Lady on steroids.
Right.
yeah.
And
And
he
then you
has
just,
he has a
and then
5
they don't respond to it, and you just do it again.
and he has 5 willpower. So, like, while he's not going to take anything out when he gets hit, he's probably going to have to get. If you drop him on turn 3, the opponent most likely is going to have to run 2 characters into him.
Well, you know what you play
Yeah.
after it is you play the one bodyguard toy that you have for free,
Right. The
and
one
then
you
you can
just
have
drew
that
off the
and just
top of your
protect
deck
him.
with him, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you just
Exactly.
protect him for at least for that turn. Then he gets to do it again next
There
turn.
you go. Exactly. It's Woody with his bodyguards.
And I think it's Rex, and it's a 3/1 with bodyguard, but it actually is a 3/2
Yeah.
with bodyguard because he has 1 extra.
That's right.
toughness.
What toy is that in the front left?
We're at.
It looks like Zero to me, but that's obviously the wrong movie.
I don't know. I think it's a plant.
Oh, it definitely looks like a dog to me. I'm gonna have to look at this card later.
Oh,
Okay.
you thought it was like
All
Nightmare
right.
I'm
Before
blind,
Christmas?
guys. It's okay.
Number 2 on our list, Sid Phillips, toy surgeon, 6 cost, uninkable, ruby character, 5 strength, 5 willpower, quest for 2. When you play this character, you may banish another chosen character of yours. If you do, each opponent chooses and banishes one of their characters. During your turn, his second ability, double prizes. During your turn, whenever a toy character is banished, gain 2 lore. Now, I already talked about him, and he was not on my list, believe it or not. I didn't put Sid on my list. It just was like, yeah, I feel like as strong as he is, like, I just didn't see it happening. But I'm not opposed to him being high on our list because I just was I didn't see it happening. But I'll throw it back over to you guys. So,
Him being uninkable does kind of stink a little bit too, but I think it's the ability of having the bottom ability is mostly like where your toys being banished, gaining the
yeah.
lore. I feel like whether you're swinging into your opponent's stuff, whether you're using Sid's ability to banish your own thing to make them be
Mm-hmm.
King Undisputed their stuff, I feel like you're getting the benefit from that. And I did also recently realize that that's toys on your turn, but it's just toys in general too. So if it's like a mirror and you're swinging into their toys and their toys are
Yeah.
getting banished, I feel like that's also something that you can gain off of that too, which
Oh, I
could be
didn't catch that.
kind of it's during your turn, but it's all toys. So if you can banish their toy, I mean, depends if it's popular and relevant. I mean, could
Yeah.
be
Yep.
Very interesting. Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
kind of
So
cool.
if toys becomes a thing, the new dogs,
Yeah.
now Ruby has an answer for it, really, right?
Exactly. That's kind of cool too because I
Yeah.
feel like it's a catch-up method there. So if you're playing like an aggro toy build, you're like, oh, I'm playing like I'm gonna smash your your toys with my Sid Phillips because I'm gonna destroy them.
Or
I'll
you
break
just
them all.
play Raging Storm and wipe the whole board and gain
Oh,
2 for
true.
each one
I
of the
mean,
kills.
Fair.
So, play your own toys. You get your opponent's toys. Game over, right? So
Yeah. It does seem cool though.
yeah,
It was one of my top ones before Dale got announced. That was my number one. I was like, with all these toys and this,
you're
like I could do
spoiling
fun
it.
stuff with
You're
them.
spoiling number one,
Oops.
like the worst kept secret, right?
The worst kept secret.
Yeah. I think Sid's a neat card. I do. My thing is like
Yeah.
I played the Amethyst Hades, that whenever one of your characters is banished, you gain 2 lore, right? During your opponent's
Mhm.
turn. So you had to wait for your opponent to kind of, it discouraged your opponent from basically banishing your characters. They had to get rid of Hades first. Sid's a little bit different in that it's on your turn. And so, but he says a toy character, just like you said, it could be your opponent's characters, not just yours. So it's interesting. I don't see it happening, but I've been wrong before, and probably will be wrong with this again. That was just when
Yeah,
I chose.
believe
I had
that's
so
been
many
wrong a
other
lot too.
cards that I thought would like, which is why I just was like, I had Sid on my initial list, but then I was like, no, I kind of like these other cards better. But anyway, still a good card. I think he's a good choice still. So I see why he's chosen. All right, number one, which is obvious to everybody at this point, is Dale. Dale was number one on all of our lists. He was the only card that was on all 3 of our lists. And he was unanimous number one. So I think it's like a no-brainer. It's like no contest here, right? So Dale is a
It's either a
4.
lot or a little to be said about this.
Yeah, right. So Dale is a 4-cost inkable character, 0/4, quest for 2, spike suit. During challenges, your characters deal damage with their willpower instead of their strength. So I'll let you guys throw it out there first with him. Thoughts or comments on him?
Whether you're questing, you're still able to get it when they're challenging into you. Whether you're challenging into them, you still get the benefit. I feel like either way, it's just a really good option. It dodges World's Greatest Criminal Mind too. It
Yeah.
seems like it's got a lot of like fit to be like a really good card. Like it does a lot of things very well.
Yeah, I agree. I think it adds a level of versatility. I think the biggest thing that I think about this card really is that it makes your evaluation of other cards change.
100%. Yeah. And I think
Because
that sorry, continue.
they're good just because now my things that have a lower strength but a higher toughness, now suddenly they're both, it has a higher strength now.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be more afraid to attack into my stuff. I'm going to be more willing to attack into your stuff, things like that. I think it changes evaluations.
Yeah. I
And
think a couple things. One, it says during challenges. So that means on both turns, not just yours. That seems to be everybody is focused in on the surprise part of it, and just like Andrew said in chat here, is like you just got the pocket removal for him. I feel like he's cool if used just like Cricky, right? Where Cricky came in and gave all your characters like this +3 boost, right? And he kind of does that when he comes in, and all of a sudden the script is flipped, right? And
yeah, your Daisy
Amber,
is now 4/4 swinging in.
right? One of the things to me that was always frustrating playing against fast Amber decks was the way that they could put big-bodied characters on the board that even though they didn't swing back for much, you lose tempo having to run 2 characters into them just to get them off the board, right? As bodyguards or whatever. Now imagine what you lose when they hit back and they take out.
I love it.
Now
Yeah,
you have to
whatever.
have
So
3 things that have to trade into it, not just swing into it, but trade into it. Yeah, it seems good.
Yeah, it does.
So there's a question in chat. Judge's question. Oh, ding, 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 ding. That's me.
That's you.
Yeah. When your character's willpower goes down, does the attack part of the challenges go down too, or is it always the printed willpower? It is whatever their willpower is, whether you boost it.
Always,
Yeah, whether it's boosted, it is there. Not what's printed, but what their willpower is with all the modifiers on it. So they use whatever their willpower is in order to attack.
The Amber Mickey could go crazy with this.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. So this card is
so much.
probably going to shine in Infinity. is probably going to shine in core constructed as well. So, yep. So I think it is a very strong card. There was a card in the game that shall not be named.
Mhm.
I'll name the
That's
card
fair.
Dorn Siege Tower. It was they had their own like small strength, high bodied characters. They were trees, right? And this guy came in and said all characters would do what this does, right? They would hit with their body and their willpower instead of their strength, right? I'm glad that this guy, well, if you're playing this guy, he doesn't mess your opponents up. But that card used to jack opponents up because if somebody played with high strength, low willpower, now you'd flip the script on them, right? And so sometimes we started kind of referring to him as Siege Tower in our little inner circle here, but he is a math messer upper. That's what he is.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're playing
On
Amber,
Yeah,
on
Amber
turn 4.
Amethyst, I was thinking specifically too.
Yeah,
That into like an Elsa on curve. Okay, you
yeah,
can tap down your thing. I'll have my 5/5 evasive swing into you.
yeah,
Yeah, this makes Elsa so much better.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh. And I thought that Amber Amethyst was already kind of coming into the scene, and now it's like, yeah,
yeah.
much better. And as Kelsey mentioned before, that 1/0/3 cost card, that's it. That card was, I didn't even think about it. Like, there's just so many cards that are in this new set that you have to like just double take and
Yeah.
think now, like, oh, this card is actually so much better if you're gonna have it as the toughness. Same with like the zipper and like all those too.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
there's
And
a lot of different options.
the one thing about Dale that really begs the question, right, is like how many do you run in a deck, right? Because his ability is not a stacking
Yeah.
ability or anything like that. You don't get benefit by playing more
Either
of
way,
him,
it's gonna
right?
have to be remove
So
on site, or you're gonna be looking for it as much as possible in your hand.
yeah,
So I think you're still running 4.
yeah.
He's also
So
inkable in Quest for 2. I think you
Yeah,
can
so
yeah.
justify 4.
I would
So
agree.
but you have to ask that question, right? So
There's a
Yeah,
okay.
follow-up
then
question in the
for
chat.
sure.
So if they take 2, hold on. So if they take 2 one turn, so next turn they hit. No. You don't count damage. Damage has nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Damage does not represent willpower. Damage, it's when they have damage equal to willpower, then the character is banished, right? Damage does not reduce willpower.
But if there's like a modifier that like gives them less or more, then
Yes.
you would
Yes.
do that, even though it's not
Yes.
the printed card.
So Crazy Asian, to the point that just to reiterate what I'm saying here, I know a lot of times because it's natural for us to think so, we say if we have a 4-cost character that has 2 damage on him, you go, oh, he's got 2 left. He doesn't have 2 willpower left. He could take 2 more damage is what really we're saying. His willpower never changes. It's always 4 in that instance. Now you can modify that willpower later, through card effects and stuff like that. But damage does not modify willpower. So, alrighty. Well, that's our top 10 list. Feel free to drop in chat what you think the
Very
top
excited.
cards are. If we missed any of them, if you're watching us on YouTube when we post it, feel free to drop them in the chat. I think that this is a great set. I think this set to me, like, I think Whispers overall had the highest like concentration of high powered cards,
I
right?
agree.
But I think across the board, this set to me is probably one of the, what's the word I want to use? Balanced. It is one of the most balanced
Ah,
sets that I've seen
I
in a while.
I would agree. I think a lot
Yeah.
of the cards I'm seeing them, I'm just like, it seems pretty good. Usually you're
Yeah.
like, these are poop, and these are the
Yeah.
good ones.
Yeah. You got enough.
yeah.
You got some cards high. You got some cards
Base, yeah.
low. You got a lot of cards in the mid that, which is why I think our lists were all over the place. Right.
Yeah, and the fact that
I
you
it-
had
agree.
so many
yeah.
different cards on yours and Sabrina and
Yeah.
I, like, I feel like that just shows how many good cards there are in the set.
Rue, I don't see any $30 cards. I think Dale might pop up there, to be honest with you, especially when
How much is Dale going for right now as a pre-order?
Dale's going to be driven by. We have Infinity coming up right now, and people are going to buy him for Infinity too.
Yep.
You're
And
correct.
so
He's gonna also see playing Infinity, so either way,
yeah,
he's gonna be
so
popping.
yeah,
Dang, that could be cool.
yeah. Dale, I think Dale Dale will be right. I think he'll be at 30 for a while, but I think to your point, Rue, I think he'll settle in at about 20. So
I'd hope
Yeah.
so. That's a pretty reasonable.
so that's my hope, anyways. So
We don't need $60 legendaries anymore.
So he says Merida, ...
Default Daddy 83 Merida. Oh, best cards. Yeah, we talked about Merida already. 0.2K as well. Oh, okay. Woohoo. Welcome then. So welcome to everybody. By the way, we're about to close out here tonight. We usually do a thing on our show where we hide the text of a card and see if Sabrina and Jake can guess it. I didn't do that tonight. I'm just happy.
We would have killed it.
I'm just happy I made it on
Yeah,
air
with our
tonight.
one collective brain cell.
Yeah, I'm happy I made it on air
left it in my
tonight.
water bottle.
So yeah.
I have it. Don't worry.
Yep. Hey, yeah, it was good meeting you. That's okay. Yep. Yeah, we played this weekend. So yeah. If you joining us tonight and it's first time being here, by all means, please click subscribe for us. We don't care about the numbers, but we look at them every now and then just to feel good about ourselves.
We're 5 away from the next goal, which is
we are.
Whoa,
We have goals.
30.
Okay.
It
I
says
don't
it
know.
right
It
down
says it says we have a goal.
there. I'm looking at it now too.
I don't know.
So, yeah, we don't make money off of this stream, by the way, for anybody who's wondering that, and if
For the
we
love of
do,
the game.
if we do, we're robbing somebody if that's happening. So,
Yeah, right.
so yeah, I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. We're kind of a little bit past our time box here. So, we will see you all next week. So, peace, everybody.
See ya. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.